Hey, wonderful Anime Tribe family! I hope this message finds you all in great spirits. Before we dive into today's video, I wanted to take a moment to express my sincere apologies for the slight delay in bringing you this content. Life can sometimes throw unexpected curveballs, and lately, my schedule has been a whirlwind of activity. Balancing work, personal commitments, and the creative process can be quite the juggling act, and unfortunately, it led to a brief delay in getting this video to you. I truly appreciate your understanding and patience as we navigate through the ebb and flow of daily life. Your support means the world to me, and I want to assure you that I am committed to delivering the quality content you deserve. Now that we're back on track, let's jump right into today's video. I'm excited to share some important information as why Shaman King is the unluckiest shonen franchise ever, and can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you once again for your understanding, and let's make this video an enjoyable and engaging experience together. Shaman King is somewhat remembered for its now decades-old first anime, but the franchise has had several setbacks and issues over the years. Shaman King is a franchise that's well known among hardcore shonen anime and manga aficionados, though it's far from a mainstream series by modern standards. Shaman King is still defined by its original 2001 anime, even though the property has had several spin-offs and sequels over the years. Nevertheless, many of these Shaman King productions have been plagued by numerous issues, which collectively deliver death by 1,000 paper cuts towards the earnest chance that Shaman King ever becomes a wildly popular franchise. The original Shaman King anime is itself somewhat problematic, and even its 2021 remake has failed to move the needle in terms of recognition. Conversely, the many manga in the Shaman King franchise constantly jump around to new publishing homes, and their localizations have only become a recent development. All of these factors have kept what could have been a seriously beloved anime and manga franchise into a cult classic footnote that's been supplanted by newer generations of shonen storytelling. Also, as far as we know, the first Shaman King series was plagued with issues. Shaman King, created by Hiroyuki Taki, began as a manga within the pages of Weekly Shonen Jump. The shonen series ran from 1998 to 2004, although the series' original ending was not what Taki had intended. Unfortunately, Shaman King was cancelled, though it wasn't due to a lack of readership. Taki had become disillusioned with his series, and many vocal shonen fans were eager for the book to abandon the unique elements that made it special in the first place, and instead embrace more typical shonen manga storytelling. It wasn't until 2007 that Shaman King's true manga was finally published, as Shaman King Perfect Edition. This closure was comforting for fans, but at this point Shaman King's popularity was largely gone. The conclusion of the Shaman King anime, which also wasn't without its share of problems, only further contributed to Shaman King fans moving on before the manga's true ending. The Shaman King anime ran from 2001 to 2002, which means that it reached its ending well before its source material manga. As a result, Shaman King's anime has a largely divergent storyline in its second half. Many of Shaman King's plot and character developments take completely different paths than their source material counterparts. Even those nostalgic for the early 2000s anime have to admit that it isn't a true Shaman King adaptation. Regardless of the logical reason for this still tarnishes the series' legacy. It's also worth taking into consideration that Shaman King's anime made its debut right before the anime premieres for One Piece and Naruto, which are still global mainstream shonen hits. Shaman King's release was also far enough from the 90s that it could quite ride the coattails of Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon's success. Shaman King's original anime stands in the shadows of what came before it and what follows in the next generation. And now, the newest Shaman King adaptation was a relic from a bygone era. In 2021, a remake of the Shaman King anime was released around the world, and the streaming platform, Netflix, even became the host for the anime's English dub. The intent behind this new series was to adapt the entirety of Taki's original manga and more closely stick to this source material instead of diverging from it like in the classic anime. This reboot came out 20 years after the original, which means that it could take advantage of any potential lingering nostalgia for Shaman King, especially with how much more mainstream anime has become since 2001. Unfortunately, it's this crowded anime marketplace that was actually part of what spelled doom for 2021's Shaman King. 2021's Shaman King, in many ways, felt more like an old-school shonen series, but not necessarily in an interesting or nostalgic capacity. Instead, this Shaman King reboot comes across as far too anachronistic in comparison to other modern shonen anime, like Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen, both of which play with similarly supernatural themes. The same is true for the later entries in the Dark Shonen trio, like Chainsaw Man and Hell's Paradise. It also didn't do Shaman King any favors that its animation accentuates a fairly generic shonen look, which only further makes Shaman King blend in with a sea of similar anime. Worst of all is how 2021's Shaman King squanders its initial intention to retell the manga story. Shaman King does faithfully adapt the manga story in a way that's absent in the 2001 series, but it does so in a rushed, bloated manner. 2021's Shaman King mashes together key plot points and stories into single episodes when they deserve more time to develop across multiple installments. This gives the impression that 2021's Shaman King was eager to rush through the material that was already covered in the original anime, predominantly by hitting all the highlights, but without giving the story enough time to breathe. Many Shaman King fans bemoaned this less than optimal iteration. The 2021 anime adaptation isn't hated, but it's largely seen as a disappointing way to fulfill the reboot's promises. 2021's Shaman King also largely fails to expand upon the franchise's fanbase, which once again makes the entertaining shonen series feel like a forgotten relic of a simpler time. Shaman King's shortcomings are all the more obvious when it's compared to other anime reboots from the same time period, such as the far more successful Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood series. The Shaman King manga are some of the least mainstream popular shonen titles. The woes of the original Shaman King manga have already been noted, but it's also worth mentioning that Shaman King, Perfect Edition, wasn't exactly met with a rabid response. Shonen manga fans were hardly waiting with bated breath for Shaman King's true conclusion, and many readers had already moved on to other franchises. Shaman King may have a less than illustrious ending, but it was still successful enough to earn multiple follow-ups. These successors are Shaman King, Zero, Shaman King, Flowers, Shaman King, The Superstar, Shaman King, Red Crimson, Shaman King, Marcos, and Shaman King and the Garden. Shaman King, Flowers is set after the main series ending and holds the most potential out of these offshoots. These books have been released in the West, in both digital and physical formats, but none have achieved the same amount of recognition as other contemporary shonen sequels like Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Dragon Ball Super, or even the Bleach spin-off, Burn the Wit. Alternatively, these new entries in the Shaman King series have been published in several magazines, none of which are as celebrated as Weekly Shonen Jump. Some of the places that these alternative Shaman King stories have been published are Jump X, the now-defunct Nen magazine Edge, Nakayoshi, and Magazine Pocket. In the case of Shaman King, the Superstar, it's unknown when it will resume its ongoing run at its new home of Magazine Pocket. This speaks volumes to how low of a priority Shaman King is when in comparison to other, far more popular shonen franchises. This is all such a shame given the large role that Shaman King played in the childhoods of some now adult anime fans. Nevertheless, it seems that circumstances have always kept Shaman King from achieving its full potential. This may have to do with the fact that Shaman King is ultimately about the uselessness of fighting, even though this is one of the series' more unique elements. There are other likely elements that have kept Shaman King's spirit from achieving greater heights and being viewed more positively by general audiences. With any luck, the upcoming anime adaptation of Shaman King, Flowers, will change the series' past. For now, Shaman King will just have to accept its status as a flawed shonen outlier. As conclusion, we can say, in the intricate tapestry of anime history, Shaman King emerges as a paradoxical legend, celebrated by a dedicated few but obscured in the shadows of mainstream acclaim. Despite its revered status among shonen enthusiasts, the franchise grapples with a saga of setbacks from the tumultuous original manga to the divergent 2001 anime and the anachronistic 2021 reboot. The 2021 revival, envisioned to reignite the flame of nostalgia, stumbled amidst the competitive landscape of contemporary shonen, failing to resonate with both seasoned fans and a new generation of enthusiasts. Its rushed narrative and generic aesthetic left Shaman King yearning for the vibrancy it once exuded. Even the manga, with its post-cancellation iterations, struggled to reclaim the spotlight, dwelling in the periphery of more celebrated shonen successors. Shaman King's poignant themes, including the futility of conflict, may have contributed to its niche status, and its attempts at rejuvenation fell short in a landscape dominated by blockbuster franchises. As we bid farewell to Shaman King's tumultuous journey, We acknowledge its unique imprint on the nostalgia of former fans, hoping that the forthcoming anime adaptation of Shaman King, Flowers, will breathe new life into this enigmatic saga. For now, Shaman King remains a poignant reminder of the complexities inherent in the pursuit of shonen greatness, an anime outlier in a landscape dominated by giants. Thank you for embarking on this retrospective journey through the turbulent history of Shaman King. As we unravel the layers of setbacks and triumphs that have defined this franchise, we witness the ebb and flow of its cultural impact. Whether you're a seasoned shonen aficionado or a casual observer of anime history, Shaman King's story offers a compelling glimpse into the intricate dynamics of the genre. As we eagerly anticipate the future with the upcoming adaptation of Shaman King, Flowers, let's reflect on the enduring spirit of this enigmatic series. Despite the challenges and missteps, Shaman King persists as a symbol of resilience, a testament to the unwavering loyalty of its dedicated fanbase. Your engagement in this exploration of Shaman King's legacy is truly appreciated. Feel free to share your thoughts, memories, or predictions for the future in the comments below. Anime history is a tapestry woven by its community, and your perspective adds another layer to the narrative. Stay tuned for more adventures in the vast landscape of anime and manga. Until then, may your journey through the realms of storytelling be filled with wonder, discovery, and the occasional flashback to the captivating world of Shaman King.